Good afternoon, sir. I am Maria Erlyn A. Concepcion, Group 2, Team Unitings. We are going to report about gender, roles, stereotype, and identity. First, let us know what is gender mean. When we heard the word gender, the first thing that comes in our mind is about being female or male. But other than that, there's a deep meaning of it. Based on my research, the meaning of gender is about the behaviors we have, the activities we do, the opportunities we need to do that appropriate for boys and girls. So, kapag sinabi nating gender is ito yung mga pag-uugali or behavior na angkop sa babae at lalaki at dito rin pumapasok yung mga activities na appropriate para sa mga babae at lalaki. For example, dahil lalaki ka, so ikaw ay mas may karapatan na magbuhat ng mga mabibigat na bagay kumpara sa mga babae. At iba pang halimbawa ay para sa mga babae. Dahil babae kami, so kami yung may responsibility na gumawa ng mga gawaing bahay, tagalaba, tagaurong. The next one is roles of gender in society. Gender roles in society means how we are expected to act, speak, dress, groom, and conduct ourselves based upon our assigned set. So, halimbawa nito is yung mga babae. So, para marespeto sila ng mga kalalakihan or ng mga iba pang tao, kailangan nilang magsuot ng mga damit na angkop sa kanila na hindi sila mababastos. The next one is the importance of gender in the society. Gender is an important consideration in development. It is a way of how looking at how social norms and power structures impact on the lives and opportunities available to different of men and women. Globally, more women than men live in poverty. Why gender is important? Here it is. In my own opinion, mahalaga yung gender kasi some of the cases is na maraming nagbe-base sa gender. Halimbawa na lang, kapag nag-a-apply ka ng trabaho. So, halimbawa, ang ina-applyan mo is pagiging kapitan ng mga barko. So, kailangan talaga nila is lalaki. Pag nag-a-apply ka ng yaya, syempre, mostly, kailangan nila babae para may mga alam sa gawaing bahay. So, yung mga example na yun, ayun lang yung mga pwedeng maging sign kung bakit mahalaga yung gender. Pero, I think, marami pang pwedeng dahilan kung bakit.
Good day, I'm Rani Capolo from Group 2, Unitings. Example of gender roles. Gender roles can be conceptualized as behavior based on biological sex. Traditionally, for men to be masculine, were expected to have strength, power, and competitiveness, and women to be feminine, generally expected to be polite, accommodating, and nurturing, where women should learn about household, traditionally, and men should think about how to have work for his family in the future. Women can nowadays can do work like men, and men can do work like women. Because in this world and generation, gender has no place to have in having success in their own. History of gender roles. The World Health Organization, or WHO, defines gender role as social constructed roles, behavior, activities, and attributes that given society consider appropriate for men and women. In 1977, men and women are expected to work as perform different tasks and occupy different roles based on their sex. In this example, ito yung mga tradisyon na ang babae dapat nasa bahay gumagawa ng gawaing bahay at hindi nagtatrabaho, nag-aalaga ng mga anak. And yung mga lalaki, sila yung nagtatrabaho at bumubuhay sa pamilya nila. In 1997. In 1995, gender roles can be linked to expectation of males and females in the realm outside of the family as well as work. In 21st century, many corporations operate from a perspective that favors tradition, beliefs, and gender. Nung nag-open yung 21st century, naging open na rin ng mga tao na pwede na ang babae sa pagtatrabaho pero base pa rin sa skills nito at sa kung gaano nila kakaya or katatag habang nagawin yon. As well as boys, meron na rin dito nasa bahay na lang, nag-aalaga ng mga bata, tapos talagang naging open na sila. And lastly, purpose of gender rules. Gender rules are product of the interact between individuals and their environments, and they give individuals cues and behaviors to appropriate for their gender. And the purpose of gender rules, it tells us how to act, dress, talk, and what skills do we have to face this society and based on the gender that we have when we were born. But knowing the freedom that we had, some people are considering people who have skills na kaya nila, hanggat kaya nilang gawin yung bagay na yun, even if hindi akma sa gender nila. Still considered as a good person or employee.
Hi, my name is Rose Angel Coloma, and I am here in front of you to discuss what is gender stereotypes. Let's tackle what is gender stereotypes. It is evolved based on cultures, roles, and behaviors, and other characteristics to differentiate the two sexes. It is generalized view and preconception about attributes or other characteristics taught and possessed by women and men. We know that stereotypes lead to unfair treatment or limiting the child as they grow up. They decide to do what they want, what careers they striving for, what sports they want to play. For example, some cultures expecting women to stay at home while men should go out to work. Pinapakita dito na ang babae dapat ang siyang gumagawa ng mga gawaing bahay, samantalang ang kanyang asawa or yung lalaki ang siyang nagtatrabaho para mag-provide ng pangangailangan ng pamilya niya or yung pangangailangan nila. Okay, another one is yung babae hindi niya kayang gawin yung certain duty na yun dahil hindi sila kasing lakas ng lalaki at masyado silang emotional. Kaya yung employer ina-expect nila na ganun yung mangyayari. Parang nagkaroon ng bias between occupation. So this gap is due to part of occupational sorting. Okay, another one is assertive women called wars or bitches, while men who don't act masculine, they called wimps, or they assume that he was a gay. This is so very offensive stereotypes in the LGBT community. This lead to discrimination na ang tao ay choose niya na i-define yung gender ng bawat tao. This is the most basic sense sexism. Sexism means sex violence or sex discrimination. So that's all.
Hello, my name is Marianne Just. Welcome to the Gender and Society. I will be continue about gender stereotype. Gender stereotype is belief about personal attributes. Personal attributes to describe someone. The type of gender stereotype. First, feminine stereotype are having qualities traditional ascribed to women as sensitive or gentleness. For example, we are the women are emotionally and always moody. Next is masculine stereotype. Having qualities or appearance traditionally associated with the men. For example, they are stronger and aggressive unlike women. Now, what is stereotype? Stereotypes yield view of particular group of people. Now, I will give one advantage and disadvantage. The advantage of stereotype help us understand and behavior of others because it is an identify that will make it easier to communicate. The disadvantage of stereotype are resource of misunderstanding. Sometimes these have a misunderstanding are the people who assume they know. The purpose of this study is to see a male and female teenagers today is believe in rigid gender stereotypes when it comes personality traits. The importance of gender stereotypes involved based on culture beliefs system regarding the attitudes and behavior and other characteristics that seem a differentiates of sex.
Good day everyone, I am Elaine Cruz from Group 2 and I will be reporting gender identity and its factors. What is gender identity? A perception of having a particular gender which may or may not correspond with their birth sex. Ibig sabihin dito, ang gender identity daw na tinatawag o yung pagkakakilanlan sa kasarian na mayroon tayo ay hindi tumutukoy sa kung anong kasarian mayroon tayo mula nung tayo ay ipinanganak. Sabi dito, gender is not equal to sex. Marami ang nagsasabi na ang gender at sex ay iisa lamang. Yan ang alam ng nakararami, which is definitely wrong. Ano nga ba ang tinatawag na gender? According to Merriam-Webster's dictionary, gender refers to the cultural, behavioral, and psychological differences expected with one sex. While sex refers to the two major forms of individuals that occur in many species and distinguish respectively as female or male based on their reproductive organs and structures. Ibig sabihin, yung gender, ito yung kasarian na tinataglay ng isang tao base sa reproductive organ o ari na mayroon siya. Halimbawa, sa kanilang behavioral difference, kilala ang mga babae sa pagiging mahinhin at ang mga kalalakihan naman ay sa pagiging maliksi. Sa panahon natin ngayon, lumalawak ang nagiging sakop ng gender. Maraming nagbago at patuloy na may nagbabago. Kung dati ang mga lalaki ay kikilos lamang ng naayon sa kanilang kasarian, ngayon may mga kalalakihan na nagpapakita ng kanilang feminine side. at ganon din sa mga kababaihan na nagpapakita naman ng masculine traits. Sabi nga, a person's sex doesn't change from birth but their gender can. So now we know the meaning of gender identity. Let's proceed to the factors influencing it. Factors influencing gender identity. Hormonal factors or biological, social and environmental factors. Hormonal or biological factors. Several prenatal biological factors including genes and hormones may affect gender identity. Dito sa biological factors, nakikilala natin ang gender o kasarian ng isang tao base sa genes o hormones nito. For example, identifying one's gender using chromosomes. Kapag babae ka, dapat ang chromosomes mo ay XX at kapag naman lalaki, dapat ay XY. The next factor is the social and environmental factors. Includes ideas regarding gender roles conveyed by family, authority figures, mass media, and other influential people in a child's life. Dito naman sa social or environmental factors, nade-develop ng isang tao ang kanyang gender based sa paraan ng pakikisalamuha niya sa mga taong nasa paligid niya. Kung ano yung mga nakaka-impluwensya sa kanya. Halimbawa natin ay yung situation na to. 3 kayong magkakapatid, 2 lalaki at ikaw na nag-iisang babae. Yung 2 lalaki ay mas matanda sa'yo, kung kaya't sila ang lagi mong nakakalaro sa loob ng bahay. Kung ano ang kanilang mga nagiging laruan ay siya ring nagagamit mo sa paglalaro. Kaya nung lumaki ka, ang kilos mo ay nababase sa mga kuya mo. Pinakikita dito na kung ano yung madalas na nakikita ng isang tao, base sa kanyang mga nakakasalamuha ay siya ring ina-apply niya sa kanyang sarili. Sabihin man natin na babae siya, pero ang nade-develop o pinapakita niyang mga kilos ay masculine traits o kilos na taglay ng isang lalaki. So, we're done. I hope you understand. Thank you for listening.
Hello everyone, I'm Julie Ann Cruz from group number 2 and now I am going to present to all of you the theories of gender identity, the biological theory, the socialization theory, the symbolic interactionism theory, and the cognitive development theory. Biological theory. Hindi ko na rin ipapaliwanag to ng maigi dahil same lang din to ng nabanggit ni Elaine kanina sa factors. Sa theory na to, nagbe-base ang mga taong nakakakita sa isang tao based sa paniniwala na meron sila, which is indicated in the chart. Like in terms of chromosomes, female has XX while male has XY. In terms of reproductive organs, female has ovaries while male has testes. And in terms of hormones, female has estrogen while male has testosterone. Socialization theory, a process which children learn culturally normative gendered behaviors. Children develop ideas about the meaning and consequence of behavior related to their own gender through observation and interaction such as play and discipline. Ito rin, same lang din to sa environmental factor na sinabi ni Elaine kanina. Isa rin yon sa pinaniniwalaan na nakakapagpabago ng gender perception ng isang tao sa kanyang gender based sa paraan ng pakikisalamuha niya sa mga taong nasa paligid niya. Symbolic interactionism theory. Understand human behavior by analyzing the critical role of symbols in human interactions. Ito, parang kasama siya ni socialization theory. Kung ano yung nakaka-epekto sa'yo socially, kung anong nakaka-impluwensya sa'yo, yun yung pinapakita na kilos. Example of this are women showing masculine traits and men with feminine side. Cognitive development theory. Children develop the stereotypic conception of gender from what they see and hear around them. This theory aims that gender identity is postulated as the basic organizer and regulator of children's gender learning. Dito sa cognitive theory, nakikilala ng tao ang kanyang sarili sa kung ano ang natututunan niya sa paligid, sa kung ano ang nakikita niya o naririnig sa iba. Mas lalong nakikita din ng isang tao ang kanyang sarili kapag humantong na sa puberty stage ng isang tao. Ayon kay Lawrence Kohlberg, basic sexual attitudes are not patterned directly by either biological instinct or arbitrary cultural norms, but by the child's cognitive organization of his social worlds along sex role dimension. Thank you.
Good evening, sir. My name is Lord de Guzman. My report is about types of gender identity. Types of gender identity, dito yung female, male, transgender, third gender, and androgyny. Female and male. Female and male, yung female, pinanganak siya bilang isang ganito na tuloy na babae, and male, pinanganak siya bilang isang lalaki. So, transgender, a person who challenges straight gender norms, may be transsexual, biological, intersex, etc. So, ano nga ba ang transgender? Ang transgender, dito na pumapasok yung mga iba-ibang kasarian tulad ng tomboy or bakla na nagpapatransgender para makamit nila yung nais nila. Halimbawa, yung lalaki na yun, isa siyang bakla na gusto niya na magpakabit ng babae para sa ganun matupad niya yung pangarap niya bilang maging isang babae. Ganun din sa isa tomboy. So yun ang paliwanag ko sa transgender. Then sa third gender naman, third gender individuals who are categorized as a neither male or not by their own will, social consensus. Term also used in society who recognize more than two genders. So, ano nga ba ang third gender? Third gender, ito yung yung isang pagkatao mo bilang babae o lalaki na naguguluhan ka. Halimbawa, sa sarili mo, alam mong babae ka, pero iba yung tinitibok ng puso mo. Dahil kapwa babae din ang gusto mo, or kapwa lalaki din ang gusto mo. So, yun ang third gender. Dito na pumapasok yung mga bisexual, or etc. So, yun ang third gender. Androgyny, a term that refers to a combination of masculine and feminine characteristics. So, ano nga ba ang example ko sa androgyny? Ano nga ba yun? Androgyny, ito yung mga lalaki at babae na malaya kung ano gusto nilang suotin. Halimbawa, isa kang babae pero ang gusto mong magsuot ng mga lalaking damit, yung mga forma na boyish. Sa lalaki naman, pagkakari, gusto mong magsuot ng mga pambabaeng damit, kasi ginagamit nila sa mga pamamodel kasi kailangan sa trabaho. Meron ding iba na nagugustuhan din nila yung mga pambabaeng damit sa lalaki. Halimbawa ko na lang dito sa artista, sa mga model, mga damit sa lalaki, na kuminsan pinagsusuot sila ng mga damit na pambabae. So, ang androgyny, ito yung freedom ka sa kung ano gusto mong suotin, or kahit anong sabihin sa'yo, confident ka sa suot mo na yun. So, yun. So, yun ang kahit hindi ko sa androgyny. So, dito na po matatapos ang aking report na types of gender identity. So, yun po, maraming salamat po sa mga